All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and wind down because we got a lot to chat about tonight, guys. But hey, if it's your first time, welcome. Guys, this is the Geekly Goods Roundup where we talk all things movie news, TV news, MCU news, DC news, guys. We got a lot to talk about today, but y'all, the SAG Awards are happening right now, and that's the Screen Actors Guild Awards for those that don't know. And lots of big wins coming out of that tonight. Now, typically the SAG Awards, I wouldn't say each and every time, but have a big role in the Oscar wins. So a lot of the time they typically will match up. Not all the time, but there's a bigger chance for those to match up than some of the smaller or local critic awards. Now, we just got Michelle Yeoh winning actress. We also had Brendan Fraser just win actor. And then supporting actress was Jamie Lee Curtis and supporting actor was Kei Kwan. So lots of love for EAO. Weird with the Jamie Lee Curtis, but we're going to talk about that in a little while, guys. Let me get my co-host in here, y'all. My boy Marcellus Durden over on Twitter, a.k.a. Loretto. What's going on, man? How are you?
Good evening. It is wonderful to be back. What's up, everybody? Thank y'all for joining us. Man, I'm so excited. I am elated for Queen Michelle Yeoh. I grew up watching her, admiring her from Super Cop to Crouching Tiger to Tomorrow Never Dies with James Bond. She is a queen, and like almost 20, almost 30 years later, she is finally getting some huge recognition and love. She's wonderful.
Yeah, man. And guys, y'all know we also got to talk about that Ant-Man box office, y'all. Listen, I put in the headline, I said, time for changes, because what's going to have to happen here? Yeah, that's our boy, John. That's our boy, Loretto. What's going on, John? We got Curious JoJo in the house. What's up, man? Also, Eric Patterson and some comments from earlier from Master Oogway. What's going on,
was
man?
early.
Thanks for jumping in 2 hours early here. Looks like we got another early comment too from Schofield Studios, and most people watch MCU movies do it to avoid spoilers and catch up with the MCU, which was fine back when they were constantly making solid films. Lots of polarization going on nowadays.
You know, I got to speak to that really quickly because
yeah, totally.
Like from phase 2 through like the end of 3, that is exactly why I always made premiere night. But now it's like I kind of go out of necessity versus, I don't want to get spoiled. I don't want to miss anything. It's more a necessity. And is that a good thing, a bad thing? I don't know. But that's something I used to do.
I know, man. And I feel like there was just this like gas in all of us to sorry, not farting, guys, but there was just like this energy in all of us to like show up to those premieres, you know what I mean? And I know that it's still burning bright, but like at the same time, there's always that little inkling of, well, I like this one. I think a lot of us are kind of feeling that way, whereas before we were like, yeah, I'm ready for Cap. But I mean, there's been some squanders. Thor Dark World was not great. I'll admit, when I saw Age of Ultron, had a blast, and then on every subsequent rewatch, I've not really liked it as much. So it just goes to show that like some of these, it's age, some of them just right away we don't love. But guys, thank y'all for joining us. Christopher Mark got a question here. Will folks say Ant-Man 3 is the Iron Man 2 of this phase? That's a good way to put it, I think. Because it's just kind of one that
it feels kind of early to say that, though. It's like the phase hasn't even officially really gotten into swing. Like, how can we say this? Like,
that's true, but I almost maybe would say maybe it's the Dark World, maybe, because Dark World was like opening with phase 2, so it's like, yeah, John, the Iron Man 3.
That's a better comparison because Dark World had an Infinity Stone. It acknowledged the beginning of the universe, but kind of faltered in its delivery. So
I think was Iron Man 3 the first one in phase 2, y'all will know. Was Iron Man 3 or was it Thor Dark World? Ant-Man 3 isn't even bad. What's with the overall hate? I don't think it was okay, so if we look at the Rotten Tomatoes score a little bit differently, so the percentage is totally the percentage of critics that gave it the not the rotten. So the percentage of critics who approved of it, essentially. So 48% approved. But if we looked at it on more of a out of 100 scale, I certainly wouldn't say it's a 48 out of 100, 4.8 out of 10. I can't say it's that bad. I can say it's about a 6 out of 10, but for me, that's not rotten, I don't think. But I don't know. Who knows how? It's all objective. It's all so weird because it's either rotten or not here. It's not like a, oh yeah, if it's 6 and up, it could be a 6 for someone and they think that's rotten. So it's
Actually,
just kind of
I hate that Rotten Tomatoes kind of dominates how people view things when that's really not a clear picture of whether or not you're gonna like the film. So
right. It's like go and enjoy it, y'all. But I'm glad that there's also some love for it, and it seems like to me like there's just like a good amount of people who like really love it, like who are really coming out and like, I loved it. Hey, I'm happy for y'all. I'm happy you loved it. And if you really loved it, make some noise in the comments. But yeah, I just couldn't find myself really loving it this time around. But shall we jump into our 1 to 10 guys? So not a ton of like door busting trailers this time around. So for this week, we're just going to talk about our top 3 most anticipated movies before summer. I'm counting before Guardians, y'all. So no Guardians, but y'all let us know your thoughts down in the comments. Everything before Guardians. What are your top 3? And low, I'm gonna start with my number 3. We can just kind of number three, start from the bottom. Now we here. And I'm gonna go ahead and say my number 3 is Evil Dead Rises. It looks like a lot of fun. It looks like it's got some great extravagant gore. And it looks like it also has some great camera work. Like I was like looking at that trailer again. I was like, man, there's these cool like POV shots and like all these cool, gory, crazy shots. There's like a cheese grater involved. And it just looks like bizarre in the best of ways, but also still extremely scary, like real creepy. I'm looking forward to it. And it's self-contained. So I like that I am going to rewatch the Evil Dead films, but I like that it's inviting to new audiences in that way, where it can bring in some new fans of the franchise. You may not even have to be necessarily a huge Evil Dead fan to know what's going on, but I'm sure there will be some nice little Easter eggs for us to munch on. But man, what's your number 3? Where are you feeling?
I was gonna say we also have like a needle coming to an eyeball, possibly. Yeah. So definitely got the goosebumps on my skin, man. I'm a huge Evil Dead Rises fan. That would probably be like my honorable mention. But you know what? I actually got to go with a film that I think might be on the only bandwagon of this right now. But I'm actually really excited for Air. It's kind of exciting to me. I don't really know the story behind the whole Jordan concept, and I think it's kind of fun to look into that. And to be honest, I like Ben Affleck as a director. I loved Argo when that came out. A lot of people were like, about Argo, especially film Twitter. I'm looking at y'all, but Town was great. I think Ben Affleck's a talented director, so I think with him directing and him kind of presenting this story in a manner that looks kind of satirical and almost looks kind of like it's like not really a biopic. It looks like this interesting, almost like a Social Network type slice of like life of how this happened. And I think that kind of direction for a Jordan shoe takeoff is kind of interesting to me. So that's my number 3. I'm actually looking forward to that.
Okay, a little bit of Jordan action, a little bit of Nike pursuing their guy. Is there anybody playing Michael Jordan, or is it just the Nike execs and stuff?
See, I haven't even looked into that myself. I'm not sure if he's gonna make an appearance or not. That's actually really interesting.
Yeah, it's like, or if anybody's gonna play like a young Michael Jordan. I'm like, oh, okay, but yeah, that sounds like such an interesting story. And we got John in the comments. Argo is good, not the best, but good. I like The Town. I actually really like The Town a lot, and I thought it was well directed by him. Yeah, see, a little odd that they are hiding Jordan in that trailer.
Right.
Okay, so I haven't really dug into the trailer here. Okay, so
and now that you mention it, Leo, this could be an issue. Like maybe he doesn't appear because Jordan has a thing with his likeness. Like if you ever play NBA Jam, like old NBA games, he never appeared in any of them. He chose not to be in them, but you could literally play anybody else, like Charles Barkley or So it might be a likeness thing. Maybe he doesn't want to have someone play him.
Maybe not. I wonder if that's some kind of stipulation with him when it comes to movies or depiction or anything like that. Maybe it's like a certain level of control he's got. That's crazy. What's going on, Mike? Good to see you, bro. Y'all let us know top 3 movies you're anticipating before May, before Guardians of the Galaxy, because we say before summer and it's like, okay, we're all going to say Guardians. So let's make it a little harder on
and last thing, Viola Davis is the mom. That kind of got me too. So
great.
I'm in.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna Definitely gonna be checking that one out. Amazon Studios, so can't wait for that. Number 2. I hate to put this at number 2, man. I hate to do it, but I had to put it at number 2 because of number 1. Number 1 is in the scene right now. But number 2, I got to go with John Wick Chapter 4. Listen, all these John Wick movies have just been non-stop good. And what's crazy is I think they just get better per movie. Like I've literally gone back and watched the trilogy again, and I'm like, damn, I really like that second one. And then I got to Parabolum, and I'm like, bro, this is just every single movie has been a nice stair step in quality for me, especially in terms of, yeah, man, it's like it has just really stair stepped its way into like greatness. So like, honestly, man, Donnie Yen, Keanu Reeves, the rest of the cast that's involved with this one, I'm so excited for it, man. Hiroyuki Sanada, Bill Skarsgård.
Yes!
I mean, like, it's just like, I couldn't ask for a better cast. You bring Lawrence Fishburne in, get him and Keanu working back together. I'm just like, dude, I can't ask for better. And everybody's tossing around, bring Hugo Weaving bring him in. Yeah, bring him in. We got the Matrix people back. Hell, bring in Carrie Ann Moss, bring her in too. Hell, I'm down. But yeah, Wick has just been a blast from start to finish. And I like that they went the way of slowly unraveling the lore more every movie. It's not like they gave you chapter 2 in the first movie and was like, here's all the table. And that, I think that would have been too much. I like that it started kind of small scale and it was like, oh, it's just this dude killing people because of his dog. And then it just like was like, oh, okay, got even more fucking bizarre as the series goes on. So I think it's really stair-stepped its lore as well and allowed for it to open up and breathe a little bit better. But Keanu knows his lane. I'm glad he's not out here like, oh, I got to be in this profound drama and stuff. And then if he decides to do that, that's fine. But like, he knows he's an action guy. Like, he knows where he belongs. And I love that he's in this John Wick franchise, in it to win it, man. I'm on with John Wick Chapter 4, number 2. Where you going?
Really quick, Christopher's talking about The Machine. I'm hyped for it. I thought it looked really fun, and I'm so glad to see Mark Hamill in a balls to the wall comedy. It looks insane. It looks insane. It looks insane. Like, he's like the father of this guy that like supposedly was like this like Russian this dude that like hung out with the Russian mafia and was like chugging beers and stuff. And it's like this ridiculous comedy that feels like something Seth Rogen wrote. But yeah, check out the Red Band trailer. It's pretty awesome. But really quickly, I wanted our lists to be a little different because otherwise we would have had the exact same list. So this is my substitute number 2. My true number 2 is probably John Wick as well. But
okay.
Yeah, so this is my substitute number 2. But I want to shout out Beau is Afraid, directed by Ari Aster. I'm a huge fan. Hereditary blew my socks off. I didn't love Midsommar, but I really, really enjoyed his storytelling. And I'm excited for Beau is Afraid. Joaquin Phoenix is in it. I liked the trailer. It was psychedelic. It was kind of spooky, kind of funny. And I'm kind of interested, the same way people go to see M. Night films, I'm interested to see what is happening because the trailer gave us nothing. The trailer gave us chaos, and I'm here for it. So Ari Aster, I am waiting to be surprised.
Speaking of Ari Aster, have you seen his short film?
Is it the one that Beau is Afraid was based on, or?
No. This is like pre-Hereditary. It was like he made that short something strange about the Johnsons.
Oh no,
man, I'm gonna go ahead and warn y'all that one is so bizarre that it could be a little. And honestly, I would go in with a little bit of a trigger warning, folks. There's a little stuff going on in that one, but it's a lot. It's a fucking weird one, but it's like what started his cinematography. But it is a really damn good movie. It's really bizarre. Like I said, prepare yourself. I think John might have seen it.
Yeah,
he's dropping hints already.
He said top tier short filmmaking.
Yeah, it was good. We got Kevin Davis. We got Kevin Davis in the comments. Domestic box offer hits the summer. Little Mermaid, Indiana Jones. Yeah, there's a lot coming. I'm glad the Marvels just went ahead and just pushed back a little.
Yeah, the summer's stacked.
Big list. Yeah, stack. I think he's got a couple of box office predictions here. 500 and 600 for Flash. That's steep for Aquaman. That's steep. I mean, that first one, $1 billion. I mean, but
Yeah, but we'll get into that a little later.
yeah, we'll go ahead and get into that one. Oh, there was a Mario Super Bowl ad. Yeah, I did. It was kind of like a little theme song type of deal. Did you see that, Lo?
I actually missed the Mario spot, but honestly, I'm going in pretty cautiously optimistic. I'll probably be there opening night. I'm a big Mario guy,
same.
so I mean,
I just got done playing. I just beat Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga on the Switch, and I'm like, man, I'm back. I'm going. But yeah, let's get to our number one, bro. That's a good number two, by the way. Bo's Afraid looks really creepy, and the trailer just didn't give us a lot. So that's a really good pick. But man, number one, I'm gonna let you go first, bro. I'm gonna let you go ahead, man.
Well,
I think
John,
we're gonna have the same number one.
Exactly. John was looking for it earlier. Where is it? It's gotta be a Scream, baby. It's gotta be a Scream. I'm excited. I really like the New York setting. I'm really intrigued by getting out of Woodsboro. It's like anything goes. There's whole new rules. I like that initial poster was like New York, new rules. I love that. Everything about that I thought was great. Just because as much as I enjoyed the last Scream, it did feel like almost like a little bit of a retreat, which 4 kind of was stepping on that same kind of like direction where like 4 was like a reboot requel thing, and 5 kind of did the same thing with a different twist because it was a decade later with some of like the meta stuff that was mentioned, like the whole Reddit, the whole internet stands thing. And
I love that shit.
it was brilliant. It was brilliant, but it just did kind of feel like a little bit of a retreat. And the last thing I'll say is I'm excited for some chases. It looks like that's what we're gonna get. We're gonna get some extensive, them hiding from Ghostface, them like crawling on a ladder across a window. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like that's what really made Scream for me was the chase. And 5 didn't really have that. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, man. Like I said earlier, it's in the set, bruh. I'm so excited for Scream 6 because honestly, that's the one horror franchise that I'm like, none of them are bad to me. Like, none of them I'm just like watching and I'm like, none of them are so bad. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of feel like 3 gets a lot of crap, and I understand that it is the worst of the pack, maybe subjectively, but like, I like it still. I still have a fun time with 3. I still enjoy the storyline. I like the twists and the turns. I liked who the killer was in 3. So I've
seen some takes where people are saying like it's actually a pretty good reflection on Hollywood that I think went over some people's heads, So
yeah, I mean, I think it does have a little bit of meaning to it when it comes to the Hollywood actor, especially at that point in time. And
and
I just think it really
Marine.
Yeah. Like I think it just really
the whole
Yeah. Like I just think it hits really well. Live from New York is Bloody Murder. Their host, Ghostface. Oh my god, SNL style. Yeah, you're right though. It feels what I really do like about it is it feels like the kills are gonna be kind of creative because I was like, I think that's one thing the Scream franchise is missing is like some of the kills and thrills are a little less creative. It's kind of just like stabby, and that works. Look, it works. But like it hasn't gone as creative and big as it can with how I think it will with this film. Going to a different setting, like you said, the rules are let loose a little bit. We're not in Woodsboro, right? Is that the name of the town?
Correct.
Yeah. I was like, Woodsboro. We're not there. We're not in that fictional area. We're in New York City, baby.
Hey, to your point, we need more doggy door kills. Like that's the kind of creativity that we need.
Yeah, man. The doggy door, the garage. Like we need that. The beginning of the Scream franchise. Like it just I feel like things have gotten kind of safe. So it's like, okay, we can, like you said, we can explore some different stuff. Oh, 65 with Adam Driver versus dinosaurs. That looks kind of cool. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I think that one looks like it could be really freaking awesome or just like a snooze fest. Like, the trailers I've seen, I'm like,
I love Adam Driver, but it gave After Earth vibes a little bit.
Yes, so that's perfect.
Especially, you know what I mean? With he's from the future, and then he ends up in 65 million years ago. I don't know. It just feels odd, but I'm willing to see it though.
Ooh, that's a good point, G. Colby. Scream 4, one of the girls' intestines was showing. Yeah, that was a brutal one.
We saw Drew Barrymore's as well in the first one.
Yeah,
that was a little bit of a callback in my opinion. But
Ghostface versus Maniac Cop could be interesting if they keep the NYC. Yeah, Maniac Cop. He said Scream 3 is not good, but John is giving it a 3.5 out of 5. Great in the series. Yeah, like I don't hate Scream 3. I didn't even think it was not good. I thought it was good. It was fun. But yeah, I definitely I can rate mine on the spot. 1, 2, 5, 4, 3. And then we'll see where 6
I didn't realize you like 2 so much. Respect.
Oh, dude,
respect.
I think 2 is I could probably make a video on this, but I'm gonna sit on it. I think 2 is a perfect sequel.
Nice. I love it.
Yeah, but
I think I would go 1, 4, 2, and then
okay,
5.
so 1, 4, 2, 5. Yeah,
I love 4. 4 just like really like
so good. It's so
yes.
good, man. I don't know though. I kind of think 5 did it a little better, but I did like 4 a lot, and I love that we're getting Hayden Panettiere back.
Yes,
give us that Kirby. Like, thank you. Bring her back, because geez, man, I feel like we've been sitting on that since Scream 4. What was that? 2010?
Yeah, 2011, I think. Yeah.
Whew. Jada Pinkett, Omar Epps. Come on. Hey, I love it, man. Okay, so G Kobe's got 3 Super Mario, 2 Scream and Scream 6, and then 1 John Wick 4. Don't blame you. Oh my god. Save the world. Oh, Heroes. Man, what a show. You know, that show had a really good premise, and I think it just did not know what it wanted to do with Siler, and it kind of started falling apart a little, but maybe it might be a hot take. I enjoyed it most of the way through. A lot of the Heroes fandom be like, oh, it got terrible after season 2. I was like, shit, I'm here. But guys, Ghostface in the beginning. Yep. Oh, that was Chris Rock?
I think he's making a joke.
Like... Oh, okay. I didn't look, man. Listen. I was like, I didn't know who was in that suit, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. You making that reference like how he's always killing her with the jokes. Yeah, he was just playing. But y'all, we'll go ahead and move on to our main meat and potatoes of the show, the roundup, the news of the week. I'm gonna pass it to you, Lo.
Thank you.
What's up?
Yeah, I prematurely popped this up earlier. Sorry about that, guys. But without further ado, let's get into it. Cocaine Bear shocks the world and tops Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania on Friday, February 24th. Its first night premiering. It didn't take the entire weekend's box office, but so far, Ant-Man has had a 69% drop from its opening weekend, which is, correct me, Leo, the second largest drop in MCU's history.
Yeah. So, and y'all, y'all gotta correct me. I believe number 1 is Eternals, I think. Might be wrong.
I think you're right. But I mean, with that being said, I mean, huge news for Elizabeth Banks and Cocaine Bear, which I actually loved. I just saw it a couple nights ago. I thought it was a blast. I know you have yet to see it, Leo, but what does this also say about Ant-Man and like the state of the MCU? I mean, how monumental is this? I feel like this is pretty big, like for this movie to drop off that badly.
Yeah, you know, and here's the more I see about the story, the more I think about it. I'm like, all right, Ant-Man as a series has not been a box office doorbuster. So I'm like, okay, I guess, but I just feel like Cocaine Bear, and while it didn't necessarily completely dethrone it from being number 1 at the box office this week, to get more than it on Friday night. And I know Variety has reported that it also included its cumulative Thursday. Well, I would think that the Ant-Man posting also includes that. So if you're telling me it's Thursday and Friday, it made more than Ant-Man. That's a little bit of concern, I think, because it's like, I think a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I saw that Ant-Man once. I'll wait till Guardians. I think we're starting to see a lot of that. And so some of the issues with the MCU right now that we're seeing is no replay. And a little bit of, I'll wait for Disney Plus to watch it again. Huh?
Word of mouth and replay is what gives MCU films their legs. So
Yeah, I mean, think No Way Home. Like that was people were seeing that 7, 8 times. I saw it 23. So it's just like people were just seeing No Way Home like crazy. And then Endgame, Infinity, all the ones that made $2 billion, people were replaying the hell out of them. But it's unfortunate that the last one I can really say that I was like, man, I'm rushing again for that second watch was No Way Home. And here's the thing about Wakanda Forever. Loved it. But it's a little bit of a more emotional experience. So I did see it twice in theater. I also saw it 3 times, but I wasn't like in a hurry to go back and see that like I was with No Way Home. So I think this just the testament here is that pushing it back for the quality's sake is a pretty good thing.
And you know what else, Leo? I would say that if Cocaine Bear was not rated R, I think it would have had this weekend easily. Like, easily. Like the way that Megan kind of blew the doors off the box office for like a couple weeks. Like, I think Cocaine Bear would have had the #1 spot if it was not rated R. But I'm glad it was because some of the rated R stuff was freaking awesome.
You know what? That's a great point. And to your comment there, a rated R film beating out a PG-13 is wow. Okay. And if this isn't Deadpool, this isn't like any sort of franchise film. This is like random cocaine stuff. A bear taking cocaine. I am watching that either later tonight or early tomorrow. I can't wait. You see that Megan unrated?
I haven't, but I'm super stoked. Is it on Shudder or what? Where's it? What's
It's
it on?
Not Paramount Plus, Peacock.
Ah, cool. I got
Yeah,
Peacock.
yep.
I'm gonna check that out. But
Yeah,
I got some other
man.
things to get to you. But as someone that enjoyed Megan, I'm down.
Hell yeah. Even my cousin wasn't crazy about Quantumania, says Jacoby P. One of the biggest Phase 4 defenders. Same here. So maybe I'm your cousin. Nice. Is that Gilgamesh?
Yes,
Yeah.
like, dude, like, you know me, I
yeah.
love Eternals too, and admittedly, I didn't love Quantumania. So there you go. That's how I feel about like Quantumania versus Eternals. I'll take Eternals every day of the week. So
Yeah, Christopher Mark perfectly said, can't have a bear ingesting cocaine. In a rated R or a rated PG-13.
in a PG-13, yeah.
Like, these little 13-year-olds are like, wait, what's cocaine? Like, oop.
And really quick, like, I love that he's asking us this because look, what Christopher Mark's saying, what do people think of Kang? Look, Jonathan Majors was amazing. It's just he alone couldn't carry Quantumania. It's unfortunate. Like the visuals and the script kind of didn't do him justice. So
that's 100% how I feel. Even that script was pretty weak, but yeah, like you were saying, it was very much the delivery, the presence, and the acting of Jonathan Majors made that role. Because yeah, I mean, anybody could say like, "Oh, I took on the Avengers" and little lines like that and shit. Like, but if it was just some bloke, it'll be like, whatever. I'm not listening. Whatever. But it's Jonathan Majors, and the man like walks into the room and has these crazy facial expressions, and just he's slamming what's his name Modoc onto the wall and shit. Like that kind of stuff, that presence, that made Kang the Conqueror. That script, a little rough, buddy. And old boy is writing on Jonathan Loveness, isn't Jeff Loveness writing on damn Kang Dynasty. So it's got everybody kind of feeling a little uneasy. But you know what, guys? We can't quite say one script means that that's how every single one is going to go. They already confirmed. Well said, Mike. They already confirmed that damn, that made me lose my train of thought. Oops.
No, you're good. But what's up, Tyler? And he thinks he agrees. He thinks Ant-Man and the Wasp should be on the shelf for a while. Yeah, it's kind of looking like that. He might need a break. The Ant family needs to take a break as a whole. So
yeah, 100%. I mean, I think we're way too early in the Phase 5 to say anything like, oh, Phase 5 is in trouble, or no. We're way too early to be saying stuff like that. But Ant-Man just didn't do great. What do you think about Ant-Man 4? Because the prequel focused on Hank and Janet as S.H.I.E.L.D. agents in the 70s, 80s, falling in love while doing Mission Impossible missions during the Cold War. I don't know that I want that. I'm going to just be 100%. I think that could be a cool special presentation.
Yeah,
But I
it
don't know
sounds
that I want
awesome
that
for
as
like a Disney
movie.
Plus special, but also I'm concerned because Michelle Pfeiffer and Michael Douglas are so much older. I know they could do the de-aging thing,
Right.
but they're so good in their roles. Like I would hate to see them kind of like not really do it. So I think that's my
Yeah.
only issue with that.
100%, man. And the de-aging would look very odd, I think.
Yeah, like y'all remember Robert De Niro in The Irishman when they had him as a De Niro as 30 and he wasn't really moving like he was 30 or whatever it was. So
I was like, y'all cannot convince me that man is 30 years old. Like, I'm 30, bruh. You can't convince me. And I don't move like that. I'm sorry. Nah, I
so with
love
that
you,
being
Rob,
said,
but
you know, what's this? What do you think about MM? Oh, it's the
oh, I
same.
think it
That's
was
the
a
same.
repeat comment. My
Yeah.
fault.
You know,
Hey, what's
Colby,
up, Casey?
what
Casey?
up?
I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, bro. But what's up, bro? I love your Twitter posts.
So Colby said, even though people are mostly positive, it didn't live up to the hype. And honestly, I can see that. So that's my thing is I really had fun with it, but I can see people not really vibing with Cocaine Bear. It's a little slow and it doesn't really have a tremendous amount of action, not like the trailers I've been pitching.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, like
Oh,
there's a
man.
lot of character development. And honestly, as much as I enjoyed it, I know for some people they might find that boring possibly. So
Yeah, I'm like, man. You know, I'm saving that one for a reaction on the channel, so y'all can expect to see that in a couple of months. But yeah, I've heard from a couple of critic friends. I was like, I heard that exactly like you were saying. I've heard the first and the third act were kind of so maybe, and there was a lot of luster and gore and cool shit in the second act, but maybe like the first and third, it just didn't book in with something great. Banks wants to make a sequel with a shark. Listen, I mean, if this is bringing in money and people are liking it, why not?
I think my only issue with that is like sharks have been done to death, but I like her energy.
Sharknado, bro. How many of those are there? Like 15? Like
right. And then we had 47 meters down. We had the shallows or whatever
Deep
it was.
Blue
We had
Sea. Like
Deep Blue Sea back in the day with Sam Jackson,
like
LL.
What was the recent? The Meg. Like we're just like, okay, they done beat the shark one to death.
Yeah, and you know, for all the Tommy Wiseau fans out there, he has a film coming up called Big Shark.
So, well, there you go. It's like
there you go.
Sharks,
There's another
bro.
shark movie. So
the shark is everything but a zodiac sign, apparently.
But you know, I really quickly I want to get on to the next slide, but I want to say congratulations to Elizabeth Banks and everybody involved, and R.I.P. the great Ray Liotta. Ray Liotta was fantastic.
Last films. Rest in peace, Ray. Like seriously.
Rest in peace, Ray Liotta. He was fantastic.
Oh,
he was in straight. He was
it.
straight up in Goodfellas mode, and it was wonderful.
Got a good question here from KZ. Let me know if I'm pronouncing that wrong, bro. Because yeah, much respect, man. I'll be seeing you blowing up on Twitter. I'm like, my man he racking up the likes and shit. I'm like, okay, go ahead. But Guardians. Do you think Guardians will refuel the MCU train? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
100,000%. Yep. I think as soon as Guardians hits, oh my god, I can't wait for the next Marvel film. And I'm gonna make a prediction, guys. You heard it here first. I think Secret Invasion is gonna be fucking heat. Like, I think that's gonna be because you got Samuel L. Jackson, Olivia Colman, you got Emilia Clarke in it. I know I'm missing somebody big. Who else? Who Grant?
Ben Mendelsohn.
Ben Mendelsohn.
Talos.
Yep. Yeah, Ben Mendelsohn. I'm like, that you name that cast off. Don't say Marvel, just name that cast off. I'm excited.
Yep.
So I definitely think that, and even Colby Smulders, I think is her name. Colby.
Oh, Colby Smulders from How I Met Your Mother. Correct.
Maria Hill, right? Yeah, she's good too. So I'm like, look, I think that Secret Invasion is one that like Marvel's kind of downplaying a little, but people will actually like really like. You can completely disagree with me here. I don't think it'll be quite this level, but I think we're going to see some kind of similarities to how people reacted to Cassian Andor. I think we're going to see that kind of like, oh, it's a little low key, but people are watching. They're like, damn, this is Marvel. This is kind of what I've been wanting, something kind of different. Because those trailers to me feel very like low key, secret agent, spy type of. I'm like spy thriller type. I'm like, this could be some low key heat that none of
It's
us are
back
even
to
ready for
it gave me that Winter Soldier vibes that I felt like Falcon and the Winter Soldier didn't do enough. But it got back to the nitty-gritty of the espionage, the getting your hands dirty, like behind the scenes kind of stuff. So
Dude, 100%, 100%.
Rhea's in the house too.
What's up,
up,
Rhea? Good to see you. Thanks for the support as always. Then Cocaine Bear has better character development than Quantumania. Oop.
Oop. So unfortunately, we've been dumping on Ant-Man. Let's give Paul Rudd a break. Congratulations to Queen Bear. By the way, I hope that's not a spoiler, but Queen Cocaine Bear is on top of the world right now.
Oh, I didn't know it was a girl, but all right, right on, Queen.
So from one bit of news to the next little bit of MCU news, I am so hyped for this one. Stephen Wen joins Marvel's Thunderbolts cast that already includes Florence Pugh and Harrison Ford, who is taking over for General Thaddeus Ross, due to the departed William Hurt, rest in peace. I'm pretty stoked for this film. I know some people don't like the lineup of characters, but look, whether or not we get Ghost, is it because I heard that too. I heard Ghost is axed, right?
Ghost is in. That would debunked. Ghost is still there. Yep. She's
okay. So don't mind my photo. I X'd her out. I heard she was X'd from the film, but I'm excited. Stephen Yeun is immensely talented. He was nominated for the Best Actor Oscar for Minari, which was my favorite movie of that year. If you haven't seen Minari, please go see Minari. Of course, Stephen Yeun got really big on The Walking Dead, which I was into up until a certain point. I have no idea who he is. You might have some better thoughts on that, Leo. How excited are you for Stephen Yeun?
Hyped out of my freaking mind because he has been a great Mark in Invincible. He was great in the Minari. Everything he's been in, I've just loved seeing him. Like, he just shows up and I'm like, yes, like that's my man Glenn from The Walking Dead, baby. But yeah, like I'm just loving him, seeing his career continue to blossom. And I think he kind of feels like he belongs in this. I mean, coming from The Walking Dead, another big franchise, I think he'll be able to easily step into the role in this grand universe that is the MCU now. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot. The big three that I'm seeing Amadeus Cho, I'm seeing Reed Richards, and I'm seeing Sentry a lot. I'm seeing those three. I would say those three are what I'm seeing a lot. And y'all got to let us know in the comments what do y'all want to see.
Well, as much as I like the Amadeus thing, isn't Amadeus like mainly a kid when we were introduced to him? Like, I always look at him as like a little kid. Like,
he's like a teenager, like in the Hulk comics, sir.
Yeah, because Stephen Yeun's really old for that now. When he was in The Walking Dead, he played a young Glenn, but
I think he's a young adult Amadeus Cho when he gets like the Hulk stuff. I think he's like 2019 or something, but they could always age him up a little. I don't think it's Amadeus. I think that they have She-Hulk, they have Hulk, they have Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, they've got Red Hulk, and then they've got Scar. So it's like, all right, you kind of got 4 Hulks running around. I don't know that you throw in another Hulk.
And then, just in case we get Harrison Ford doing the Red Hulk, you never know, right?
Yeah, who knows? Which I definitely think they're going there. But I wonder. I can kind of maybe see the Reed Richards. For me, when I first saw it, I was like, he's got to be Sentry. He's got to be Sentry.
Right.
I don't know, though. I'm kind of backing off that a little, though. I don't know.
Right. Hey, and really quick, before we go too far ahead with the Thunderbolt stuff, I think Colby makes a good point here, where a big movie comes out, everyone loves Marvel, and then a movie comes out that's not so good, and MCU's dead. Wakanda Forever comes out, they're back. So I feel like general audiences have like the mind of a goldfish, man. They just forget. They forget they love it. They forget they hate it. But with every single movie, that's how they feel in that moment. Like, oh, the MCU is alive because this movie's great. The MCU's dead because it sucked. Like, that's just how they feel. Like,
yeah, like I kind of feel that. Like, I feel like we'll hit one and it's just like, oh, it's in shambles. We're in trouble, and we weren't that way because we were leading up to Endgame. But I mean, remember when Captain Marvel came out? Maybe not the best received, even critically. Like, well, it had like a 70-something critically, so I can't say that. But we had aside, guys, we're pushing the incels aside and the inappropriate comments. But for the people who actually didn't quite like it as much,
yeah.
But we weren't talking about, oh, the MCU's dead. It's dead. Like, hey, what's up, Isaac? Good to see you, bro.
What's up?
My man down in the comments. What's up? And Charlie Rose, welcome, man. It's been a long time since I seen you. I do think Grace is right. They need to get rid of the Rick and Morty writers. I'm willing to give them a fair amount of time because I know it was who wrote G. Kobe. You're the one that dropped the comment. Who wrote the Dark World and then wrote another one, and it was like I think the same person wrote Dark World also wrote Civil War or something like that. And I was like, well, okay.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I
you're
don't
right.
know.
It was like the Marcus, Christopher something, and Steven something Marcus. Yeah, they're a pair that did that.
Yeah,
But
and I
Civil
was like,
War I
okay,
loved, so yeah.
right. And I was like, Dark World, but Civil War, I loved it. So it's, like, let's give these people a couple scripts. Like, look, they were saying the VFX workers for Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania were like pressured and unfortunately understaffed and didn't have enough resources. Maybe that's a little bit more than just the VFX team. Maybe there was a little bit more pressure all around to just kind of push that out. I don't know. That's not me saying that that's a confirm, but I'm saying maybe the Kang Dynasty will allow a little bit of breathing time for them to get that script right. Because that script wasn't it. When Ant-Man and the Wasp, it was not it. Yep, Invincible season 2, Thunderbolts. He's been killing it in Invincible. Which is crazy because Mark is so young, but he really does play that and give that character so much energy and life, man. Like I can't unhear Steven Yeun now. Like if I'm reading Invincible or something, like it's just all his voice.
Yeah,
does an amazing job in that show.
Hey, forgive me, I'm a little late on that, but hey, at some point I'm gonna check that out.
Oh, dude, I think you'll like Invincible a lot. I will say give it a little time because there's some development going on. So
yeah,
big role that will appear in more stuff beyond Thunderbolts. Yeah, so that's that right there, Christopher Mark. By the way, thanks for popping on tonight, bro. But that right there, that comment right there has me thinking not Sentry because I'm like, okay, well, maybe you tie that character to the Thunderbolts. If that character survives or whatever, it stays in the Thunderbolts. But I mean, Reed Richards, I wouldn't hate that.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. I think a diverse first family would be great, but we're not there yet. So
great.
Hold up. There was a comment I wanted to highlight before we forget.
Yeah.
This guy was saying, if I could find it.
Real quick, I do got Keezy here at Dark World wrote in game. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. David Goyer wrote The Dark Knight and BVS. Writers just
my bad, Mike.
missed.
I agree though. David Goyer's great.
Yeah.
And like Mike's saying, like they're not all gonna be hits, man. I mean, some of the artists you like have a so-so song, they have hit songs. That's just how it is,
Also, James Gunn wrote the Scooby-Doo movies.
Yep.
What?
Exactly.
Goodness gracious. My fault. You were highlighting one.
Yeah, I found it. I just gotta. We're kind of going back and forth. There it is. So Christopher Mark was saying, what if Yuen was a mutant? And I can't off the top of my head think of what mutant fits him best, but I would like that too.
I got off the top of my head, bro, and feel free to just completely be like, nah, Nightcrawler.
Interesting.
I would love to see a different Nightcrawler.
It would change it would change his origin for sure, but I mean, I wouldn't mind it. I think I was leaning more towards like well, I mean, not to be on the nose with it, but I mean, I thought of Sunfire, like that was the only other Chinese superhero I thought. But we'll see.
What if he was Scott Summers?
Oh, you know what? I actually love that.
Like that? I'm like,
I love
Cyclops?
that. I love that. I love that. And I again, whether it's the first family or the X family, I think a little more diversity would be great, especially for the X-Men.
Yeah, man. Like if they just said like Summers and he like walks through the door, I'm gonna be like, what?
Hey, Isaac's with you. He says perfect Cyclops.
Perfect Cyclops. Yeah, Cyclops will be good. Marsden had the look, man, but I don't think he had the screen time. I think I attribute him, Hallie, that whole cast. They just pushed everybody aside for Hugh. They really did.
I was gonna say, I mean, as much as I enjoyed X2 and the first X-Men, and I actually really like The Last Stand a lot more than most people. It's ridiculous how they literally made Wolverine everything, and it's like, look, I get it. Hugh Jackman's great, but it killed me that they sidelined Storm and they sidelined Cyclops, who is the leader of the team. So it's baffling. So.
It's pretty much Wolverine, Jean, Professor X and Magneto. Like those movies hone in the original trilogy, hone in on those characters a lot, and everybody else kind of takes a back seat.
Yeah.
That was a funny question. What's your reaction on Jake Paul losing?
I didn't even know he was fighting tonight. So good. I'm glad he lost.
Listen, he lost against Fury, who was not a great boxer anyway. I can't say that. I just wouldn't put him in the upper echelon of boxers. I'm like, all right, I definitely think that like this is proof that he's talking a little bit too much shit.
Christopher Mark is speaking my language. Genosha would be a nice to show up in the MCU, especially now that we had Madripoor. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Introduce Genosha before the X-Men movies drop. That would be freaking great. That'd be awesome.
So there's like a theory going around that the y'all let me know. The character in Eternals that turns into a statue. Couldn't think of his name off the top of my head. That maybe that is Genosha. And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah,
I don't
would
know.
say doesn't really look like a massive land that could house people, but sure.
When she was on it though, it looked like it could be like but I'm like, I don't know. Like they'd really have to like convince me. I guess they had to like break it down, or I don't know. That it was just a theory I saw. Banshee? I don't know. I think that's like so random for him. I want him to be like a major, like,
well, especially because I mean, Banshee's traditionally pretty Scottish, so that'd be kind of weird. But yeah,
and I also think major, like that doesn't feel like a pivotal character. They
exactly
kind of made it seem like this.
Well, that's why I could only think of Sunfire, but Sunfire is not a very prominent character, and even in X-Men. So, yeah, we'll see.
Man, James Gunn wrote a Silver Surfer movie for Fox and never saw the light of day. I would watch that.
I'd say James Gunn loves his exploring the universe and the all the different characters in the galaxy.
Man, Glenn Powell, I want him to be Hal Jordan, but he'd be a good Scott Summers as well.
Oh, Glenn Powell would be good. What's his name in what's his name in Hangman? Hangman in Maverick.
Yeah, Hangman and Maverick, and then he was in that movie with Jonathan Majors. I still gotta watch that movie, man. Devotion.
Oh, Devotion. Yeah, I missed it.
I watched that.
That was one of those movies that I kept telling myself I was going to see, and then every week I just kept missing it.
Kept missing the shit. So. We're definitely gonna get Spider-Man and Ant-Man teaming up in Kang Dynasty, I'm sure.
But regardless, I think with the talent of Yuan, and obviously, people just know who he is by this at this point. I think it's exciting, regardless. So we'll see. What you got?
Another good one too here. Ghost Rider. That could be kind of cool. I think that's a little too edgy for him.
Yeah,
I think he's clean cut. I think that's a little too like he'd have to really rug it up. Like he'd have to get real rugged for me. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Okay, I think he's onto something here. So he said, what if Thunderbolts are assembled to try to recreate the Hulk formula? And you know what? If that's what they're doing, Amadeus makes a lot of sense now. If that's what they're doing.
They could go the Amadeus route, yeah.
And then we got Thaddeus Ross, who, of course, later becomes Red Hulk. I think we got what did Tyler say earlier? Into the Hulkverse coming.
Right.
Bring it on. I'm down because the Hulk never got enough love anyway. So, you know what? She-Hulk, Red Hulk, Amadeus, Mark Ruffalo. Let's do it. Bruce Banner, let's do it. So
cool, Mr. Negative. I can mess with that. Get the suit on and the white suit, white tie, black shirt. I can see it, man. I can see it. Oh, First Class is so good. Loves First Class. Honestly, I think that one gets beat up on a little bit too.
Yeah,
I think that's one of those where it's like Days of Future Past is so good that like it kind of outshadows the rest. But I'm like, First Class, that was a great intro to that new X-Men universe.
Michael Fassbender and James McAvoy were so good in First Class.
Their
relationship was everything.
When he was turning the thing and he just on his shoulder, like, you got this, Eric. You guys like,
yep.
Bro, I love this.
It was perfect. Perfect.
And then guess what they did? Exactly what we just talked about. They brought Hugh Jackman back and said, "Psych."
That pissed me off. That killed me because I mean, Days of Future Past was good, but it's like Ian McKellen, Patrick Stewart, James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender, but it's all about Wolverine. I was like, damn.
But guess who's the main dude traveling through time?
It's all about Wolverine.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm never gonna believe Hugh Jackman again when he says he's retiring that role. Not happening.
Right. Right. Like even with Logan, we're still gonna get some kind of variant of old man Logan somewhere, right?
And see, as Mike is saying here, wait a few movies before adding Logan to the X-Men. I think that's a good idea. Let's go with the building up everybody else first. I kind of want the originals.
Oh God. You know, I hate to laugh at this because it's kind of funny, but this is true. Tyler's saying the visual effects teams for Marvel are crying, thinking about doing a half dozen Hulks. And look, this is a real crisis. I mean, they're overworking these people. I think you told me about the report that resources from Quantumania were put over to Wakanda Forever, and visually the film suffered. And I think it shows. There's some really bad spots of visual CGI in Quantumania. That's actually part of the reason why I didn't enjoy it as much. So
yeah, it's definitely got its like patchy spots. Yeah, this was another part of the rumor that the Celestials made out of adamantium. It's just I think we kind of keep that, like that part. I would keep that shit. But like if we're putting Genosha on that creature thing, I'm like, I don't know, man. But if you fuck around and make him like the admit, we on to some shit. Cause then it's like, okay, then it comes back around in the story because ain't nobody said anything about Tiamat. That was the name of the.
There you go. And also, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, do we know the source of adamantium? I feel like they always just talk about it, but they just say
not in the MCU.
It's just the strongest substance known to man. Well, I mean, I'm going back in my X-Men lore. Like, I don't think they've ever explained where it came from, at least. So, if anyone knows,
I don't
hit
know.
us up.
Yeah, let us know because I have no idea. Marvel Spider-Man v Ant-Man: A Bug's Life.
Love it.
Agents of Smash. Listen, if that was how they brought the Hulk back in, because they could kind of sneakily say, well, you guys said Universal, you guys have the rights to a Hulk movie, but we could just sprinkle up all these Hulks everywhere. I'm down, man. Y'all see the posters back here?
That's a loophole, actually. It's like, it's not a Hulk movie, it's a team movie, but it's all about the Hulks. I love it.
Oh my God, Eric Bana. We reaching back for that one.
Yeah. I mean, that's a little bit too much, like No Way Home, like on the nose, but
2000 Hulk. Oh God, that fucking movie.
Yeah. As much as I like Ong Lee, that was not his best work. Let's just say that.
Hulk was running weird as fuck in that movie, man. I remember how Hulk was running and jumping, and I was just like, it just wasn't the time for that.
Yeah. No, and also it was a very underwhelming villain. Like his dad was like Molecule Man or something. Like he was like morphing in like metal and water, and it just was really like visually ugly.
Ang Lee played the Hulk in that. Yeah, it just didn't look good.
But yeah, honestly, I'm excited. I think Steven Yeun is friggin' one of the best actors of this generation, especially, I mean, currently. He's an up-and-coming talent, and it's awesome to see that in the MCU. And Harrison Ford as well. It's good to see him kind of giving a crap about this. I'm sure they threw a bag at him, but the fact that, he's doing it, I'm willing to see how he does. So,
hey, I'm down. Listen, put Steven Yeun in anything, I'm there.
All right, and lastly, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom reportedly is testing very poorly as screenings have seen people walking out. There's also rumblings that Jason Momoa is not getting along with Amber Heard, despite him championing her to stay as Mera, maybe just for continuity's sake. But what do you think about this, Leo? I mean, I loved the first Aquaman. I'm a big James Wan fan, but this has me a little nervous. I hate to say it, but sometimes these test screenings kind of say a lot. So what do you think?
it makes me happy that you actually said that you love the first Aquaman, because I really liked that first Aquaman. Like, I'm like, dude, I had a blast. I thought Momoa was great as Aquaman in that movie, because Justice League, what a joke. But like, I definitely think in that movie, like, he had some humanity to him, and like, I really like felt like he conveyed that emotion of struggling to be a ruler and, you know, embrace who he actually was as opposed to being on land. And I really liked that. Like, I really liked Momoa and how he reinvented this character that, let's be real, Aquaman in what, Super Friends was a joke. Like, I mean, that character was a joke. People were making fun of him back in the 90s and late 80s and stuff. People were fucking making fun, oh, Aquaman. But like, I have always liked the Aquaman comics, and I'm glad that like Jason Momoa, because the Justice League Unlimited cartoon, that Aquaman is who Momoa reminds me of, because he was like buff, had the long hair, and I was like, yeah, this is he went with that style Aquaman, and it works for him, in my opinion.
Really quickly, I just want to touch on what you said, because one of my favorite Filipino comedians, his name is Rex Navarrete. He makes a really funny joke that like whenever the Super Friends go to fight a big monster in the city, Aquaman stays home because he's only powerful in water.
Yeah, see, people make jokes about Aquaman, like, so I'm like, I'm glad Momoa is like this kind of tough guy looking, like, and I like that he's like, you know, an islander, and that I really like that they bring someone. They gave a minority a major superhero role, man. I love it, man. We need some more people of color stepping into main superhero roles, and I love to see it. So I love what they've done with this character. I hope Sasha Kaye stays Supergirl and the Woman of Tomorrow. But to hear that this is testing poorly has me really thinking, was this really worse than Suicide Squad? Was this worse than David Ayer's Suicide Squad and Justice League, which it clearly has scenes reshot in it where people who aren't even like cinephiles or really into cinematography or anything can spot the difference. Like, it's just like, I don't know that I can buy into this being the worst DCEU film. Maybe it's not great, but I mean, the current slate we're working with, I don't know that any of them are gonna, besides the Flash, apparently.
I mean, I think my issue with it is I think the fact that with, you know, them bringing back Henry Cavill for Black Adam and then booting him, and then James Gunn's the new head and they're going in a new direction, I feel like that is what's hurting the film. Like, they're pulling the film in two different directions. They're trying to fix, oh, wait, this isn't part of that DCEU. This is part of this DCEU. And I think that's probably what's causing it to suffer. It's like, there's no focus. There's no vision on this film. It's just like, they're stuck with it. So.
Oh, novice cinephile. My man Mike saying they need to go ahead and cancel it like they did Batgirl. Which, okay, so I know it's the tax thing, but come on, bro. That was going straight to HBO Max. Just dump it on the service, like whatever. That I thought that was so foul, and I still, man, my heart still hurts for Leslie Grace, because I would have loved to see her be Batgirl.
Hell yes, she is great.
Imagine with Deadpool 3, all the Fox Marvel actors come back. Chris Evans, Johnny Storm, also trying to get everyone back. Like, you think J-Law wants to be Mystique again? No, I don't. I don't think she wants to be Mystique at all.
Yeah, she's done with that. She used it as a springboard, and then she said bye.
Yeah, I think it was kind of like, after that last one, she barely even wanted to get in the damn makeup.
Yeah. It looked so bad, too.
Like, man, it looked bad in Dark Phoenix.
She looked so weird. It was like, oh my god, like, just let her be her normal face, I guess.
Such a downgrade, man. Such a downgrade. Aquaman 2 is supposed to be inspired by Planet of the Vampires that help influence things like Alien. Should be at least interesting with the plot compared to the first one. It definitely sounds interesting. I don't think it's going to be the worst of the DCEU. Jacoby brought up a good point. Can't be worse than Suicide Squad or BVS. Which I don't think BVS is lower tier, but
I wouldn't put it past the DCEU to surprise us, but you know.
Right. You right about that, bruh. You right about that. Let's see. Test screenings aren't filled with people who are always the target. That's true. A lot of the time it is just a lot of randos. So it's like, it may very well be like that the target audience loves it.
But to that point though, the randos is what makes the bucks. when you get $1 billion, you get a lot of randos watching your movie. You get a lot of general audience. So,
oh man, John just saw Leslie in the Heights. Yeah, bummer. She was so good in that movie, man.
Her rendition of "Breathe." Oh my god, it just
so
my
good.
heart soars with her. Or "Just Breathe." I'm sorry, but so good.
Xavier Magneto is supposedly showing up. Yeah, I could see that. You just bring in the main guys. Bring in Xavier. I mean, I think McAvoy and Fassbender will totally be down to return, and even McKellen will be down to return as well. I mean, Stewart's already returned, so we already got him back. Bring back McKellen. I'm down. Like, bring them all back. Fuck it.
John's over here cracking jokes. He said, "Rando Calrissians." Nice.
Wee Rando. A bunch of randos up in that theater. Oh, now John Campia could say Aquaman won't make $1 billion. Man, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens in December, because I mean, I think what is that Hunger Games adaptation? Don't that come out in November? I don't think it's got anything standing in its way in December.
Right.
I think it's like the Dune 2 comes out before that Songbirds and whatever, Ballad of Songbirds, the Hunger Games movie that comes out prior. So I kind of think, I mean, I might fuck around and pull an Avatar. Not too Bill, no.
Tyler, don't bring this energy into the universe, please.
Oh hell,
that was bad enough. I was pissed, but
I think we're all a little bit heated. I'm just like, bruh. Every time they bring this man back, every time. How many times we gotta see him die like this?
And why every time? It was so brutal. It's like, oh my god, like it hurts. Like it hurt the first time. Like that damn
X3 explodes.
Right.
And I'm like,
Logan, it was X-24 or whatever the hell he was, the clone, like just ripping into him,
messing him up. I'm like, dude. And then now Multiverse of Madness. Are we forgetting one? Oh, Days of Future Past.
Yep. He got freaking like, yeah, they all
exploded.
Yeah, they got annihilated in that by the Sentinels.
Like, oh my god, how many times this man had to die as his character, bro?
But you know, like just to kind of tie a ribbon on this, Aquaman at one point was like my favorite film in the DCU. So it hurts me to you know, I've gotten to the point where it's like the Flash for me, where it just got lower and lower and lower with my expectation and my excitement for it. But you know, we'll see. I'm still probably gonna go out and see it. Like you said, there's not a lot of competition for it, so we'll find out later this year.
Yeah, we'll find out. And Isaac greatly pointing out that Stewart has already said in an interview that McKellen and him have a couple plans here. Which
Spoiler alert.
I heard about that. Yeah, I'm like, maybe we do have McKellen coming back.
Right. And to what's funny though, it maybe it's Deadpool and maybe they're done with it. I don't want to get too excited. Like I don't want to get my hopes up that hey, it's Secret Wars or whatever it's gonna be. So
I heard a little tidbit that Deadpool 3 is apparently the first like movie where the multiverse goes like real crazy. So I definitely think we're in for oh shit, that's James Marsden. Like I definitely think we might see some shit like that.
You know, also I feel like there might be a portion of that film, maybe not the whole film. There might be a portion of that film where it goes straight up like Deadpool kills the universe kind of thing. That'd be kind of fun.
That'd be hella fun. Hella fun.
Like that's where we see Eric Bana and then he's just like, you're dead. That'd be kind of fun.
I mean, Deadpool 3 is a goodbye to the Singerverse.
There you go.
Shit, bring Halle Berry back, man.
And this isn't immediately like current news. Well, actually, yeah, it is actually. But you know, you announced it earlier. But I just want to congratulate Michelle Yeoh. She's leading a huge Oscars push. She took down the SAG for Best Actress. Ke-Huy Quan and Jamie Lee Curtis won the supporting categories. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once is picking up a lot of steam. It also won Best Picture at the PGAs. And who knows what come Oscar time. But I'm rooting for Michelle Yeoh as much as Kate Blanchett's probably got the lead on that. Queen Michelle Yeoh deserves it all. She's been in the business a long time. She's amazing. She acts her ass off in Everything All at Once. You know, the emotions,
so
she's
good.
funny. she's got so much charm and so much flair with her, how she talks, how she moves. She's got that swagger, whether it was Crazy Rich Asians or even going back, back in the day to Crouching Tiger. So I love her, and I'm so happy she got that Best Actress trophy. Rooting for you for the Oscars. How happy were you, Leo? I mean, I know you're a big fan too.
Ecstatic, but we got to talk real quick about Jamie Lee Curtis over Angela Bassett and Stephanie Hsu. Stephanie has way more impact on the movie than Jamie Lee. Come on.
Right. I think that would have been more impactful too. But
I thought that was like really, really, really weird. That just came out of nowhere. Like nobody was like really pushing Jamie Lee. Nobody was assuming. And then SAG's like, oh, Jamie Lee Curtis. Like, oh, okay. Was that you know what? It makes me wonder, was that one of those overdue? Oh, she's long overdue. Because Angela Bassett's got one. So it's like, well, I don't know. Maybe it was something like that. Congrats on WonderCon, Lo. Would love for you to chat more about that as we're wrapping up.
I'm so excited. But yeah, we'll definitely get into that in a little bit. But yeah, man, I'm baffled because I feel like Jamie Lee, to be honest, no offense to her, I don't think she even deserved the nomination, the Oscar nomination.
100% agree. 100% agree.
That could have went to a lot of people. I mean, Lashana Lynch comes off the top of my head.
Would have been great. Lashana would have been excellent. I know that there's plenty more that I think deserve to be there. I'm like, I think Jamie Lee was just a plug-in. I thought that was a little odd, but
wait, is that true? I didn't know that.
What?
Like Jamie Lee wasn't their first choice? I didn't know that.
Oh no. I think that was I was just saying like it wouldn't have been my first choice.
Oh, you meant for the nomination?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the film. Like she wasn't the first choice for that role.
Oh no. I definitely
okay.
And here's the thing: I loved her and Michelle on screen together. I thought the movie was more about the mom and daughter. Like
right. No, and I 100% agree.
A little odd there, but Jim Colby's happy for Michelle and Kay. But Jamie Lee, love you, but Queen Angela, yeah, come on.
Angela, congratulations.
Carrie Condon, man, like did better. I was like Carrie Condon, Stephanie Hsu, and Angela Bassett, and we picked. But congratulations, you're right. Let's keep it positive.
And also, Carrie Condon was my dark horse pick. Like, if it's not Angela, I thought Carrie Condon was a shoo-in. So
honestly, dude, I kind of was like, maybe she'll sneak up, and I said, I was like, I'm going to assume that Angela, but yeah, Carrie could sneak up, and nobody thought Jamie Lee Curtis would sneak up in there. Definitely an odd one.
The Oscars would be interesting,
horror movies. Yeah, they definitely did make a horror movie, man. But did you want to talk Cocaine Bear? I haven't seen it, man, so I can't really weigh in.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, if you want to do a brief little thing about Creed 3, and I could do a brief little thing about Cocaine Bear, and
yeah, let us know about Cocaine Bear, man. What'd you think? How did you feel about it? Ray Liotta's last role.
Yes, so he's one of the highlights. Also, shouts out Isaac Whitlock Jr. He plays like the cop on the case, and he goes out to the forest to try to find the coke. And he was in Five Bloods. So that guy is freaking awesome.
Okay, yeah, mess with him.
I had to look up his name earlier, but he is
cool.
great. He is great. O'Shea Jackson, of course, I mentioned him, and it's just for me like it delivered on what I wanted to see. When I hear this story about a true story about a bear sniffing coke, I thought, hey, that sounds like fun. That sounds like a Pineapple Express-esque like horror action romp. Like I'm on board for it, and that's pretty much what I got. And, we got some really brutal kills, some laugh out loud moments. There was like 2 or 3 moments I was literally kind of buzzing out of my chair, and that's what I went there for. And was it extremely eventful? Not as much. I think the trailer shows a little bit more action than what's really in the movie. But
really?
But other than that, though, I had fun with it. I thought all the cast was great, especially even like the young kids, and Kerry Russell's playing like the mom, and she's trying to find her kids. And I feel like you got to have those kind of human characters to care about a bear coked out, right? So for what it was,
I mean, what is it, like 90 minutes?
Right. No, well, that's the thing. I mean, I expected a whole lot more carnage, but for what we got, I thought it was fun. That's what do you call it? There's that video guy, the TikTok IG guy that does like
him, Scott Scott Cease or something. It's Scott something.
Yeah, he's like a comedian. And he does those like server videos. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you
he's
want to talk to the
hilarious.
manager? Hot news! The manager doesn't want to talk to you or whatever. Like, I love that guy. He was great. And overall, I had a lot of fun, and that's what I came to the movie for. I would give it 4 stars, an 8 out of 10.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. I was entertained, and I think Elizabeth Banks did a great job. The cinematography was pretty solid, and I think the only issue I had was like the CGI bear was a little wonky in spots, but
Oh yeah.
that didn't hinder the experience at all for me.
Man, that sounds like a good movie. I'm glad that Ray Liotta went out on what sounded like a pretty high note. The guy's name is Scott Seiss. Yeah, Scott
There
Seiss.
it is. Yeah, and just to touch on that, Ray Liotta was just balls to the wall. Like, that was his Henry Hill / Tony Montana. Like, that's my coke.
Okay.
I'm gonna get the coke. That's my coke. Like, he was just
Okay.
like fierce, like over the top, but in like the funniest, like best way. Like, he was still badass. Like, don't get me wrong, but it was just so fun seeing him and like him like kind of working with O'Shea Jackson. And
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, it was great. I just, that part of it I loved, and it's enjoyable. I think you'll enjoy it, and I think other people might too. It's just a matter of taste. If you can't stand some of the character development, I totally get that. But
Yeah,
for what we
it can
got,
be a
it's fun.
little. But I mean, I'm like, okay, with an hour and a half, really. I mean, character development, all that kind of. When we get down to an hour and 35 minutes, basically take out the credits, take out some of the opening credits. You're down to an hour 20, bro. So it's like,
Yeah.
do we really, when it comes to character development, when I see hour 30, I'm going in like, okay, I'm probably going to have some kind of pre-established notion with them. I'm not really going to expect some deep character lore out of an hour and a half.
Right.
But I mean,
no, to that point. No, to that point, I feel like it'd be kind of a stretch to have an hour's worth of a bear going on a rampage, which maybe that's what people wanted. And I think that's where you might get the divide. So
you got the dude from Game of Thrones in there who was Tormund. Like, you just got a crazy cast in the Cocaine Bear, bro. I'm down for that, man. Like, I looked at the trailer.
Wait, that was Tormund?
Yeah.
Okay, no, his character was definitely a highlight as well. He was hilarious.
Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one because, like, just the cast, how bizarre it looked. People complain about Elizabeth Banks because of the freaking Charlie's Angel stuff. Man, drop all that, y'all. Like, I like her as an actress. I think Pitch Perfect's the best one of the trilogy. So, I mean, look, as far as track record goes, she's fine with me. I liked her as Rita Repulsa, the Power Rangers villain. I thought she was great.
Underrated film.
Enjoying.
The world should have gave that movie more love. We needed a sequel, but
we needed Tommy, bro. How they gonna end on the damn chair with the green jacket and we don't even get to see Tommy, bro?
Oh, I was so hyped. Yeah. I was so hyped, and nobody went to see the friggin' movie. Where's all the Power Ranger fans at?
So hyped, bro. So hyped. I mean, I was like, man, this damn Power Rangers. I was liking it, but it just Rangers reboot coming through.
I guess.
Yeah, it's coming though. Yeah, they're definitely hitting the reset on that. But I was like, man, I liked what they had, bro.
Yeah, Dacre Montgomery. And
I liked him as Tommy or as
Naomi
Mason.
Scott. Yeah.
Naomi Scott was great as Kimberly. I like the Yellow Ranger. I like the RJ Seiler as the Blue Ranger.
Man, they were good.
I was liking them, man.
And then when that theme song,
him the Black Ranger. They had to change that up.
When that theme song came on, I jumped out of my seat. It was like, I was like, yo, go,
right?
Power Ranger.
Oh, it's tight, man. When they're in the Megazords, I was like, hold on, dog.
I was like, let's go.
I was like, dude, I'm here for that, man. Becky G was the Yellow Ranger. I was here for it, man. I was like, dude, let's go ahead, bro. And
hey, JoJo's with us. JoJo's with us.
Yeah, let's go. I was feeling that. And yeah, Dak Montgomery, he had the Jason vibes, man. Like, I was like, dude, I'm here for it. And then, I guess it got received so poorly, did bad at the box office, and there went that. Coming from Seth Rogen. Heard about that TMNT. They haven't released any art, nothing.
Yeah, but we will be talking about that because I'm a huge turtle head. So,
man, we gotta briefly, y'all. We gotta talk about three folks. Because let me tell you guys, I might be slightly overhyping it, but as somebody who loves anime, bro, this was awesome. Like, let me tell you, man, I was nervous to not have Stallone.
Yeah.
But I think that Majors more so than not fills that gap, and not necessarily comparing the two. But what I'm saying is it completes, gives Donnie somebody to play off of, and so him and Majors on screen together, man, they just had excellent chemistry together. You could feel the rivalry, you could feel the tension, but at the same time, deep down, you could feel that these two men still had a lot of love for each other.
Yeah.
And what I really like about Major's character, Dame Anderson, I was like, they gave him a legendary name. What I really liked about that character is that they didn't make Major's character this like morally corrupt, I'm gonna kill your family type of character. Like the dude just wanted his shot.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, it makes him a character that people could honestly root for. I was hearing some of the other critics saying, like, oh, I'm gonna be real, I was on Team Dame. I get that because he comes back as the underdog. And we all love an underdog story. I mean, Rocky is the underdog story. So it's like we all like that. I could see people wanting to root for Jonathan Majors' character. But honestly, some of the best acting from Jordan here, some of the best acting from him and Tessa here. They were great together. And what I love about this movie is that they really did not shy away from using sign language with their daughter, because we know in Creed 2 that she was born deaf, unfortunately. But it was cool that they really used sign a lot, and that they could use the subtitles to really actually show like this budding family. And I love the transition of Donnie's character from 2 to 3, because he kind of, winds down. But like once Diamond Damian Anderson pulled up, it was time to rev the engines back up, guys. Great acting this time around. I will agree with my boy Real James. The score was not as strong, but there are some very strong music cues. It really does play off a lot like an anime. The cinematography, the fight choreography feels very much like a believable anime. Like it's not cartoonish, but it very much feels like anime. You got those close-up eye shots, you got the body shots, you got some good well-timed slow-mo. Creed 3, man, was honestly, it's up there with Creed 1 for me. Nothing against Creed 2. I really like Creed 2 as well. Honestly, I'm gonna just say it now. One of my favorite my favorite sports trilogy of all time. I'm gonna just say it.
I love it.
Creed 1, 2, 3. Favorite one. I mean, might be one of my favorite trilogies, man.
Like, to your point about anime inspired like editing, I think like that kind of stuff, like those visual cues are actually, like, if you look at like The Matrix or Scott Pilgrim, like some of the most exciting action pieces like come off of the screen very well. So it's like it's all about framing, and it's all about how you deliver said shots, and there is nothing wrong with that in my opinion. I think it creates for exciting visual spectacles versus the typical punch,
right,
like long shot, wide shot, punch, like
you've got a little bit more finesse here.
Yeah,
and also,
spice it up. Yeah.
And also, even with the relationship between Damien and Donnie, feels kind of anime like it just kind of is like this childhood friend returning to take the title. Definitely feels like an anime a little bit. And also the connection with the family, and there's just a lot of anime inspired things here, even beyond just the action choreography. I definitely think like Jordan, you can tell he's an anime geek through and through, man. Like it just bleeds through the movie. It very much feels like a live action anime, honestly.
Having that bitter rival,
kind of that like childhood rivalry type that just really plays so well. And then there are these like memories sprinkled in that really, really worked. Like sometimes that kind of stuff can just bring things to a screeching halt. No, the way that he placed memories into this film was like very well placed and really helped the story breathe. I would say my biggest criticism is that I wanted a little bit more Diamond Dame. I wanted a little bit more of him. I think there's a certain part of the film that happens, and then it kind of like pulls back and gets us back to Donnie, which works. But I'm like, oddly enough, maybe 20 more minutes of this movie would have benefited it, because it's paced perfectly to the point where I'm like, there wasn't one point in the movie where I was like, shit. Nope. It was paced very well. You got great scenes. You got great scenes between Tessa and Jordan, great scenes between Majors and Jordan, great acting, some of the best in the franchise, great story. I think the spectacle might be a little much for some. because it definitely gets a little anime. So I think it might be a little much for some, and I think some of the story beats didn't breathe as much as they could have. Don't want to spoil, so I won't put out too much, but all in all, man, I had a very fun experience watching Creed 3, and I think honestly, if this is the last one, cool, but Jordan has already said there's a fourth. So
okay. And honestly, I'm here for it. I'm a huge fan of the Rocky franchise. So seeing the transition from Rocky to Creed and then having Stallone kind of pass the torch already, I think that's great, especially with Michael B. Jordan directing. And, just to speak about the memories thing, I just wanted to say, Fast 9, take notes. Memories can work if you do it right. So
without the CGI mess. And he got the same young actor who played him in Creed 1 and Creed 2 back. I'm like, yes. Okay. Continuity, love it. So you got that young actor, and then there's a young actor playing Majors who's young, and they're great. They're great together. So I'm like, dude, like, it's good. Like, that's why I like memories that play off that way. Get a younger actor to play you, dude. Don't do the freaking Fast 9 mistake. CGI wonkiness and all this weird. Like, dude. It was weird.
Well, also, I mean, the scenes have to make sense because I had some issues with some of those flashbacks in Fast 9. There was like 5 of them. I don't know, 10. There's too many flashbacks in that movie. So
way too many. And they just crashed in and like brought when flashbacks in movies work the best when they assist and help this boost the story that's going on, not bring it to a screeching halt.
Right.
To be full of exposition and
this movie's gonna stop because you need to listen to this flashback. Like, wait, what?
We gotta have a whole flashback for exposition's sake. That's when I'm like, take me out, bro.
Right. Right. No, the whole thing with Han and the little girl, and then she was the bomb. I was like, wait, what? Wait, please stop. Like, I was just like, no more.
Fast 9 just got so bizarre that at this point with Fast 10, I'm like, just be dumb again. Like, don't try to be this profound. Like, oh yeah, we're sneaking the bomb and don't do all that bullshit. Just go to outer space if you want. Just don't do all that.
They should have went to space.
Damn it. I know they did. Hell, it died.
No, I mean, like, they should have really went to space. Like,
right.
There should have been a freaking fast race off in the freaking, in the stars and shit,
something.
Man.
Yeah, on Mars and stuff. Give us a racetrack on another planet.
Oh, that would have been cool. Freaking Toretto on Mars. There you go. I would have been into that.
They go there with Fast 11. I'm here, bro.
I would have been into that. I wasn't into the Tarzan shit. So, like, I just...
How was a car swinging from vines and shit? That was like, okay, we're pushing it.
Yeah, there you go. Look, John's on our tip. There you go, racing with some aliens. Yeah, hell yeah.
And
then the one alien that loses is like Monica. And I was
oh my god, I do like this Kang versus Killmonger featuring Valkyrie. Of course, got them all working in Marvel, but Majors, man, I really want him and Jordan to work together again. Like I think what I like about them is they're two young black actors and they play off and riff off of one another so well. I'm like, dude, we need duos back, bro. We need duos, man. Like we need, and to have a black duo conquering Hollywood would be great. Like get these guys doing more movies together, get them in more stuff, the Harder They Fall type movies, like give them some more of that, man.
I'm here for it. Or like, imagine like, let's not replicate the same formula, but imagine like a buddy movie, like a la Bad Boys or something. That'd be kind of cool. Like
down, bro. The two of them are great together.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you get good enough actors in it, how many action comedies have we had? It works with the right duo. So,
oh my God, Jurassic Park.
Man, John's going off. God. Fast Formers.
Fast and Furious meets Transformers. Honestly, just go ahead. Like. Listen, if that's what they do, they gotta end Fast 11 on some shit like that, right? Them racing through like some dinosaurs or some shit. There's rumors of time travel already.
Hey, imagine Toretto pulls up and he's like, "Are you ready for this?" And then looking at him is like Chris Pratt on a Velociraptor, like, "Are you ready for this?" And then they just race or some shit. Like,
I'm fucking dead, bro. I would be like, "Look, man, I'm here for it." I would live. Oh my God.
Yeah, I was gonna say, look, if they're gonna keep going, they gotta make it just ridiculous.
Just make it dumb. Like at this point, just make it ridiculously dumb. Go over the
Christopher
top.
Mark. He knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. Get Michael B. Jordan and Majors in a Shane Black buddy comp. You know what I'm talking about. You see Nice Guys.
Let's go, man. Let's go, baby.
That'd be awesome.
I feel
like they can do humor too. Like they're They could do action. They could do comedy. I could see it.
Man, let's go to our what the fuck moment of the week. Which what an
no.
odd WTF. We gotta look at this, y'all, because this is being reported as an official look at Sebastian from a book cover. What the hell is that?
They need to keep
Like
him
that
under the
just
sea. Keep him
burn
under
it.
the sea.
He's like, I was like, don't even just keep it at the depths of the ocean, goddamn it. Burn this, because you know what? Look, it just screams Lion King to me, and I was like, for me, that was the mistake with Lion King, is that we don't have the fun expressions and the cute cartoonish faces, and
yeah, it
we
lacks
can do it in Lion Witch and the Wardrobe, but not in the Lion King. I don't know, man. But this looks.
And also,
bad, bro.
like Sebastian the Crab has so much flair and personality, and when you make him look like that, it literally saps that out of the character.
Yeah,
like it just
strips him out of it, man.
Oh, he just, oh my god, he looks, I don't know. I feel like it just looks unappealing.
Unappealing as hell. Like it just looks. Oh my god, are you feeling it now, Mr. Crab? That does look like Mr. Crab. Shit.
Hey, hold on. Before we I don't mean to backtrack a little, but John Elite said Velociraptor packed up with Nas. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh my god, just where's that Nas coming from, though?
Oh no, I didn't know this, Mike. So that's gonna be Daveed Diggs. Oh, they did him dirty. Because Daveed Diggs is great. If y'all don't know, he is freaking awesome. But
he's fantastic, man.
Oh, that sucks. Because if he looks like that, it's just
yeah. When I heard that he was cast, I was so excited, and then to see this, what a deflation! Because Hamilton was great.
John said he needs him to turn to a California roll.
Damn, man.
Brutal.
This brings up a good moment from this week, that Lord of the Rings news.
I mean, I wouldn't say WTF. I would say, like, as a huge fan, that I literally have like the original like special editions. Like I'm a huge fan, but I think over time it was bound to happen. I mean, it's a cash cow.
So what are they continuing the franchise?
Well, I heard like there's some new Lord of the Rings films, but I'm not saying WTF yet because like there wasn't no official announcement on what it is. So I mean, it could be a,
No, go ahead.
If it's a Silmarillion adaptation, I'd be in for it. I'm not gonna bring out my pitchforks just yet. If they really redo Fellowship, I mean, I'll be a little concerned, but it was bound to happen at some point.
Yeah, I am definitely a Game of Thrones guy over Lord of the Rings, so Rings of Power had me tired out. That's all I'm gonna say is I'm not begging for no more Lord of the Rings after that.
Oh man, was that bad for you, bro?
It wasn't bad. No. I'm just kind of like over. I think I'm over that franchise. I didn't think it was that bad though. You know what? We got to bring this up. We got to talk about this Michael B. Jordan interview when he confronted his bully, y'all. Michael B. Jordan was like, "Oh yeah, you wanted to call me corny."
Hell yeah!
I know y'all seen that. Let's take a look at that interview. Yeah, that was good.
And the director and the star of Creed 3, and we know each other. We go way back, all the way to CAD Science in Newark. Okay.
The corny kid, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure. So you did not hear me say. I said we used to make fun of the name. But yeah, he is obviously killing things out here. How is the difference between you actually directing and working with the same people that you were directed with versus?
It was awesome. It's a family vibe. The last nine years of my life, I spent on the Creed films. They're very supportive. Tessa, Felicia, Rashad, Wood Harris, people that see me grow up. And for the fact that I stepped behind the camera and finally got a chance to direct them, they loved it. They embraced it, and it was a wonderful experience.
And was it difficult for you mentally because you're coming out of a different space?
I didn't know he was doing the athletic shit. I mean, I was staying in it.
Look at that energy.
Right,
and the director.
So,
okay.
Man,
I didn't see that whole thing, but that's so cringy. It's like, yo.
I mean,
she backpedaled so hard.
Right, I love that he like kept pointing it out too. Like, no, you call me corny. Like, you remember that, don't you? Like, oh shit. The fact that she's like, no, that's misquoted. Nah, it ain't no fucking misquote. You was calling him
Right.
corny.
Right.
Y'all was bullying his ass.
Right. And if anything, on camera, she's trying to save face, but it's like,
Yeah. She's all, oh no. I was like, nah, man. I
Yeah.
I love though that like when she asked the question, he didn't bring it back up or nothing. He just, kept on flowing. But yeah, I love that he like pointed it out a couple times. Like, no, remember me? I'm the corny one. You remember you? Yeah, y'all call me that. Like, I was like, call him out, Mike. Shit, call him out. Y'all know that they was probably in school like, look at him. Y'all know they was picking on his ass.
Right.
I love that he called her out. Shit, that was great. Mike. Priceless. Oh my God, baby Jordan in The Wire. God, he looked so little in The Wire.
Oh,
You
man.
gotta stay humble. Yeah, I like that he just like buttoned it back up at the end. Like, no, didn't like get all mad at her or nothing.
Right. He answered the question too. Like, it's not like he didn't completely dismiss her. Yeah. So
right. He wasn't like, oh, I ain't fuck you or nothing like that. Like,
yeah.
So I like that he was kind of like, he kind of gave her that shade and kept going. Like, yeah, no,
right. It was a slight jab, but it was classy.
Classy. He was like, I was a corn. Yeah, no. You know what you said, girl? All right, let's just answer the question. But there's like a longer part of the interview, like Jonathan Majors comes up and they're like riffing back and forth a little bit. And I'm like, dude, I need these guys to do more, man.
Right.
But Lo, man, that was our show. It's so good to have you back, bro. Let the people know what you got coming up, man. You got WonderCon, you got some great announcements. So let us know, man.
Yeah, so y'all can follow me on Twitter or Letterboxd at Marcellus Durden. I am proud to announce that I am going to WonderCon March 24th to 25th down in Anaheim, California. I'll be representing the Cinema Spot. Please check us out at thecinemaspot.com. All kinds of great editorials and film reviews, especially a couple by yours truly. Check us out and look out for my coverage of WonderCon. I will definitely be live tweeting. I'll be posting photos and vids for the Cinema Spot, and it's going to be a great time. I can't wait to meet and greet all these awesome people and awesome creators.
And guys, definitely be on the lookout for that. Man, there's gonna be a lot of coverage coming from WonderCon. That'll be awesome, bro. I hopefully will be doing SDC. Definitely will be doing SDCC. But man, one more quick little comment here. Christopher Mark asking Hulk versus Wolverine, abso-freaking-lutely. I would absolutely love to see that. But if we're talking Jackman versus Ruffalo, maybe we can wait until the new Logan gets in. Like, maybe we don't have to do all that. But guys, thank you so much for coming through. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, guys. We got some things coming up on the channel. Tomorrow we will have a Puss in Boots reaction, y'all. So definitely be sure to stay tuned for that, because I just watched The Last Wish last week for the first time and I loved it. I loved it. It would be in my top 5 of 2022 if I had watched it back then. Also, we've got more Marvel news coming up, guys. I've been dropping a lot of updates on the community tab. Definitely be sure to keep on checking back, guys. I'm getting a lot more heavy with the posting the Marvel news and the updates. So definitely be sure to be on the lookout for that. We just had Shang-Chi actor Simu Liu come out and say that we'll see Shang-Chi earlier than we thought, which is great. So hey, we've got a lot coming on, a lot around the corner, and hey, like I said, if you're new, hit that subscribe button. If you're new around here, stay true around here, y'all. Like, subscribe, comment, and guys, come on back next week. Same time, same place here on Geekly Goods, and we'll see y'all next time.